that I had read the name before in one of my dad's books. But for the life of me, I couldn't remember. Something? Japanese? I said lamely. She's a type of yokai, he explained, as we began to drive. You remember the book I had you study about them? Yeah, I remember, I said, as some of the memories came back. So, what kind of yokai is she? Her name is Mrs. Mori. The yokai she's descended from is called the Binding Bride, he answered. The Spider Woman. I felt a shiver down my spine. There aren't too many things I'm afraid of, but spiders? Spiders are definitely on the list. You think you'll be okay? Dad asked, glancing sideways at me. Yeah, I said quickly. Totally fine. So what's wrong with her? A difficult pregnancy, he replied. The baby is a hybrid, so she's been having complications. I felt my face go a little whiter. The only medical thing that still made me squeamish was birthing. So a birth in a spider lady? This was going to be interesting. It was a long drive to Mrs. Mori's house. Most monsters don't want to live too close to a town or major city. They prefer to be well out of the way, where they'll be harder to find. After nearly an hour of driving through fields, we came to a long driveway. At the end of the driveway stood a small house surrounded by tall, dark trees. I took a deep breath and tried to calm my nerves as we turned down the dirt drive. We stopped in front of the house and climbed out of the truck. My dad got his medical bag out of the back seat, and we went up the front door together. It looked like any other house on the outside. A red door and a welcome mat, flower boxes and windows. The only thing that was a little different was all the spider webs. To my right hung a massive, intricate web, and in the center of the web hung an enormous yellow garden spider. I swallowed hard as Dad knocked on the door. We heard soft footsteps from inside the house, and I braced myself as it slowly opened. This banshee stood tall and imposing, and her face was nearly as gray as her hair, cross-hatched with black lines, as though the shadows of the branches had embedded into the cracks of her skin. From her ashen face stared two yellow, pupilless eyes which glowed with an unearthly light. Though I knew her eyes were blind, she still seemed to see me. As she took a step forward, one gnarled hand raised toward me like a claw. I tried to turn and run, but I suddenly realized that I couldn't move. I was frozen in place, my muscles paralyzed, and my mind was screaming at me to get out of there. The banshee began to move towards me. Her mouth opened wide, a gaping black hole that seemed like it might swallow me as she began to scream. 0. I shot up in bed as my alarm blared on my nightstand. I put a hand over my chest.